Good morning, everyone. Today's chapter name is Oceans and the Continents. Chapter number 2. The ocean is everything. It covers 7/10 of the terrestrial globe. Its breeze is pure and healthy. It is an immense resort where man is nearly lonely, for he feels life stirring all around. The ocean is the vast reservoir of the nature. The globe began with the ocean, so to speak, and who knows if it will not end with it. Jules Verne, 1870. The big questions. First, what are the oceans and the continents? What are their names and their distribution? Second, in what way do oceans and the continent impact life on Earth, including human life? Figure 2.1. The Earth seen from the space, photographed by the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. The view is centered on the Pacific Ocean, with Africa to the left, India and the part of the Asia from the top, Australia to the right, and the Antarctica at the bottom. Let us return to our globe and rotate it gently, or look at the picture of the Earth seen from the moon. What is the most widespread color you see? Blue, obviously. But what does it represent? You must have guessed the answer. It is water. This means what most of the Earth's surface is actually covered with water. Almost three-fourths of the surface, in fact. That is why when seen from the outer space, the Earth appears mostly blue. Indeed, early astronomers lovingly called the Earth the blue planet. The largest water body we see on the globe are called the oceans. But in the picture of the Earth, figure 2.1, you can see at least one other color, brown. This color is that of land, which covers a little over one-fourth of the globe. A large body of land is called a landmass. A large continuous expanse of land is called a continent. Both oceans and the continent play a vital role in shaping the climate of the earth. They affect all aspects of life, including all plants and animals, and therefore human life too. We see their impact throughout our history and culture and in our daily lives. Don't miss out. The emblem of the Indian Navy contains the motto Sham no Varuna, which means be auspicious to us, O Varuna. This is an invocation to Varuna, a Vedic deity associated with the oceans, the sky, and the water in general. The distribution of water and the land on the earth. As it happens, oceans and the continents are not distributed equally between the northern and the southern hemispheres. Figure 2.2, Map of the Earth as seen from the above, the North Pole left and the above South Pole right. Let us examine the two map in figure 2.2. Here too, the blue areas consist of oceans along with their small extensions which have various names: sea, bay, gulf, etc. Let's explore what are the circular line in each map called, and do you know what the lines radiating out of the two poles are called? Hint, you studied them in the previous chapter, but here they are represented differently. Which hemisphere holds more water? What do you think could be approximate portion of water in land in the northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere? Discuss in groups. Are all the oceans connected with the other, or are there separation between them? The oceans together hold most of the water available on the planet, but this sea water is salty and unfit for consumption by most land animals, including humans. On the other hand, fresh water makes up a very small portion of the planet's water resource. It is found in the glaciers, rivers, lakes, in the atmosphere, and also underground. The last is called groundwater. Think about it. If there is much abundance of water on the planet, why is there so much talk of water scarcity or a water crisis? What ways of saving water are you aware of? Which one have you seen practiced at home, at your school, and in your village, town, or city? Oceans. On the world map and figure 2.3 on page 32, we can observe five oceans: the Pacific, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, and the Southern or Arctic Ocean. Although we have listed five oceans, it is clear from the map that they are not really separated. The lines that divide them on the map are no more than convention. The natural world does not follow such boundaries. Sea water, for example, constantly flows across different oceans, sustaining a rich diversity of marine life. Many plant and animal species can be found across multiple oceans. The marine flora, including tiny plants called algae and all kinds of seaweed. The marine fauna consists of thousands of species of colorful fish, dolphins, whales, and the countless mysterious deep sea creature. Each part of the ocean, from the sunlit surface to the dark depths, has its own diverse life form, marine related or found in the ocean and seas. Flora, the plant life of particular region or period of time. Fauna, the animal life of a particular region or period of time. Figure 2.3, a world map showing the five oceans and their conventional boundaries and the continents. Let's explore. Locate the five oceans and in the table below mark the hemispheres they belong to. It is visible on the map that the Pacific Ocean is the largest of all, followed by Atlantic Ocean. The Indian Ocean is the third largest, while the Southern Ocean is the fourth. The smallest one is the Arctic Ocean. Don't miss out, as the map of oceans makes clear. The main limits of the Indian Ocean are Asia to the north, Africa to the west, and the Australia to the east. Apart from the Southern Ocean in the south, on either side of India, we found two parts of Indian Ocean: the Arabian Sea to the west and the Bay of Bengal to the east. Figure 2.4 on the right, this map of India is the same as figure 1.6 but with the addition of Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. Also marked are India's two major group of islands as subsection of islands further below. Oceans and disasters. Returning to the picture of the earth at the start of this chapter, you may have noticed white shape across the globe. Did you guess what they are? They are large masses of clouds. Such clouds bring rain to the continent. For instance, the monsoon rains we in India expect every summer originate in the ocean. Without such rains, our agriculture and all life will suffer. But oceans often also give rise to storms, violent events with extreme rainfall or very strong winds, such as cyclone, which can cause widespread damage to coastal area of the world. As tsunami is the another natural disaster that originate in the ocean. It is huge and powerful wave generally caused by a strong earthquake or a volcanic eruption at the bottom of the ocean. Tsunami can travel thousands of kilometers and submerge coastal areas, causing widespread damage. Don't miss out. On 26 December 2004, India and the another 13 countries around the Indian Ocean were struck by a powerful tsunami caused by an earthquake in Indonesia. More than 2 lakh people lost their lives. In India, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, see figure 2.4 above, and also the subsection island further below, and the coast of Tamil Nadu and Kerala were severely affected and suffered much damage and loss of life. Such tsunamis are rare but very destructive. Luckily, they can often be detected before they hit a coast. Many countries collaborate in such early warning systems. There is, in particular, an Indian Ocean Tsunami Warning System to which many countries, including India, contribute. This helped to take measures to protect lives and property. Events that lead to loss of life and property are handled under disaster management. India has its own national disaster management authority to deal with all kind of disaster. We will see more example in the next chapter. Continents. Continents are visible on the map of ocean. Figure 2.3. How many can you count? The answer is not so simple as they can be counted in several ways. Depending on our choice, we may list any number of continents between 4 and 7. Here is why. North America and South America are generally considered to be two continents, but if seen as a single landmass, they can also be considered as one. Europe and Asia are generally considered as two continents, although the map marks it clear that they form a single landmass for historical and cultural reasons. Europe evolution has been very different from Asia's, which is why they can be seen as two continents. Geologists, however, often regard them as a single continent called Eurasia. Africa and Eurasia are generally regarded as two continents but sometimes as one. Let us summarize the different counts in a table. Count of continent in alphabetical order. 4 continents: Africa, Eurasia, America, Antarctica, Australia. 5 continents: Africa, America, Antarctica, Australia, Eurasia. 6 continents: Africa, Antarctica, Australia, Eurasia, North America, South America. This is reflected in figure 2.3 on page 32. 7 continents: Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Australia, Europe, North America, South America. In practice, the last list of 7 continents is the one most widely adopted and used. Don't miss out. You may have seen the 5 Olympic ring, one of the symbols of Olympic game. They symbolize the gathering of sports people from all over the world. The rings were chosen to represent 5 inhabited continents: Africa, America, Asia, Australia, and Europe. Now let us look at the diagram on page 36, which is based on the list of 7 continents. It does not show their actual shape but their relative size. Let's explore. Counting the number of square, name the largest continent and the smallest. Which one is largest, North America or South America, Africa or North America, Antarctica or Australia? Recolor the diagram by using a single color for Europe and Asia and rename the result as Eurasia. Compare its size in the South Americas. Write down the list of the continents from the smallest to the largest. Islands. If you have carefully observed the two maps early in this chapter, figure 2.2 and 2.3, you may have noticed that the continents do not include all land mass. Some smaller pieces of land are left out, surrounded by water on all sides. They are called islands. Continents are also surrounded by water, but because they are so large, they are not considered islands. These are these are lakhs of islands on the planet of very different size. Don't miss out. Greenland is the largest island on the world. Locate it on the globe or a map. You would have to add the areas of the 10 large states of India to reach its size. India has more than 1,300 small islands. Those also include two major groups: Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal and Lakshadweep Islands in the Arabian Sea. See figure 2.4. Since 1981, the Indian Antarctica program has been exploring Antarctica, a continent with a very cold climate and harsh environment. See the white expanse at the bottom of figure 2.1, which is mostly ice. In 1983, India established its first scientific base station there called the Dakshin Gangotri. Two more bases were established later. About 40 teams of Indian scientists have conducted research in this faraway region, especially on the evolution of climate and environment. The settlement where the scientists live has a library and even a post office. Oceans and life. Oceans and the continents are a vital part of the environment and affect most aspects of our lives. Even if we do not notice it, we have mentioned that oceans send rain to the continent. This is the part of the Earth water cycle which you will further study in science. Without oceans, for instance, there would be no rain. The Earth would be a desert. Moreover, more than half of the world's oxygen is produced by the ocean's flora, which is why they are called the planet's lungs. The oceans therefore play a crucial role in regulating the climate and sustaining the life of Earth. Oceans have deeply impacted humanity in many other ways. From early times, people have used oceans and seas to migrate to the other regions, to trade in all kinds of goods, to conduct military campaigns, and as a source of food through fishing. Oceans have also nourished all the cultures of coastal people all over the world. Almost all of them have tales and the legends about the sea gods and goddesses, sea monsters, and the treasure from the sea, the ocean's dangers, but also their blessings. Don't miss out. The United Nations has designated June 8 as World Oceans Day to remind us all the major role of the ocean plays in everyday life. It serves as the lungs of our planet, a major source of food and medicine, a critical part of biosphere. Scientific studies have shown how the oceans are polluted by human activity. We throw several million tons of plastic waste into the ocean every year, choking marine life. There are several other forms of pollution. As a result, the marine environment is under threat. Overfishing, excessive fishing, is another case for the decline of marine life. It is our collective responsibility to protect oceans from the future of the planet and of humanity. Before we move on, the Earth's surface has vast water bodies called the oceans and the large land masses called continents. Oceans are interconnected. Continents may be connected in various ways. The most common count continent may be counted in various ways. The most common count is 7. The northern hemisphere has more land than the southern hemisphere. Oceans support all kinds of marine life and play a critical role in the world climate. They are now seriously affected by human activity and need our collective protection. Questions, activity, and projects. Question number 1. Explain the following term. A. Continent. B. Ocean. C. Island. Question number 2. Let us draw without looking at the map of this chapter. Draw the continents freehand on the sheet of the paper and color them. Then compare your drawing with the map of oceans and the continent in the chapter. Question number 3. Let us do on the outline of the world given below. Label all the continents and the oceans. Question number 4. Solve this crossword.